verse of Dharma associated with this perfection of wisdom, for even one single day only, for a morning, for an hour, for half an hour, for a minute, nay for a second, for a moment, or for an incidence of a single moment. For this gift of Dharma on the part of any Bodhisattva is different from all the wholesome roots of all who avow to the vehicle of the Sravakas, disciples, or Pratyabuddhas. It is quite impossible for a Bodhisattva who is thus endowed as a Bodhisattva with wholesome roots, who thus brings to mind this wholesome root, to turn away from full enlightenment. This cannot be. Akshobhya's Buddha field. Now on this occasion, the Lord exercises his wonder-working power. The entire assembly, monks, nuns, laymen and laywomen, gods, Nagas, Yakshas, Gandharvas, Asuras, Garudas, Kinnaras, Mahoragas, humans and ghosts, these all, through the Buddha's might, see this Tathagata Akshobhya surrounded by the congregation of monks, accompanied by a retinue of Bodhisattvas demonstrating Dharma, in an assembly vast like the ocean, deep and imperturbable, surrounded and accompanied by Bodhisattvas which are endowed with unthinkable qualities, all of these Arhats, with outflows exhausted, undefiled, fully controlled, quite freed in their hearts, well freed and wise, thoroughbreds, great serpents, their work done, their task accomplished, their burden laid down, their own will accomplished, with the fetters which bound these to become extinguished, their hearts well freed by right understanding, in perfect control of their entire hearts. Here and now the Lord again withdrew his wonder-working power. The Lord Akshobhya, a Tathagata, no longer appeared, and all the Bodhisattvas and great disciples, and the Buddha field no longer comes within the range of vision of the members of the Lord's assembly. For the Tathagata drew in his wonder-working power. The Lord said to Ananda, in this same way, Ananda, all dharmas do not come within the range of vision. Dharmas do not come within the range of vision of dharmas, dharmas do not see dharmas, dharmas do not know dharmas. All dharmas are of such a nature as these can be neither known nor seen, and are incapable of doing anything. All dharmas are inactive, these cannot be grasped, as these are as inactive as space. All dharmas are unthinkable, similar to illusory men. All dharmas are unfindable, as these in a state of non-existence. As one courses thus a bodhisattva courses in perfect wisdom and does not settle down in any dharma. As one trains thus, a bodhisattva trains in perfect wisdom. As a bodhisattva aspires to realize great enlightenment, which is perfection of all training, one thus trains in and as perfecting wisdom. As the training in perfect wisdom is described as the foremost of all trainings, as the best, the choicest, the most excellent, the most sublime, the highest, the utmost, the unequaled, the incomparable, this is said to bring benefit and happiness to all the worlds, this is described as a protector of the helpless, it is ordained and extolled by the Buddha. The Tathagatas, as a result of training in this perfection of wisdom, of having stood in this training, can lift up this great trichiliacosm with one big toe, and just let it drop again. It does not occur to Buddhas and Lords that this great trichiliacosm has been lifted up, has been dropped again, for the perfect wisdom is endowed with immeasurable and incalculable qualities. As a result of training in this training of perfect wisdom, the Buddhas and Lords reach a state of non-attachment to past, future, and present dharmas. Of all the possible trainings in the past, future and present period, this training in perfect wisdom is foremost, the best, the choicest, the most excellent, the most sublime, the highest, the utmost, the unequaled, the incomparable. Extinction, non-extinction, and perfect wisdom. Perfect wisdom is unlimited, inexhaustible, and boundless, for limits, exhaustion, and bounds are absent in perfect wisdom. To attribute limits, exhaustion, and bounds to perfect wisdom is like attributing these dharmas to space. As this perfection of wisdom is unlimited, inexhaustible, and boundless, I do not teach anything such as this perfection of wisdom has any limits, can be exhausted, or that this has any bounds. As well, the sum total of these words contained in this sutra is not identical with perfection of, perfecting of, or even perfect wisdom. Perfect wisdom, although called such as this is nonetheless not subject to any physical, verbal, or mental limitations, it is without any limits whatsoever. Ananda, for what reason does the Lord not teach any limits to perfect wisdom? The Lord, it is due to the fact this is inexhaustible and isolated. As one cannot apprehend any isolatedness of any isolated dharma, how much less can one here apprehend any definite circumference to any, or all of this? Thus, beyond any and all measurement, this perfection of wisdom is unlimited, without any limits whatsoever. The Tathagatas throughout and beyond all time draw strength from just this perfection of wisdom, and yet this is neither exhausted, nor does this become extinct. This also means Tathagatas of any future also draw strength from just this perfection of wisdom, and yet this is neither exhausted, nor does this become extinct. These Tathagatas also just now residing in countless world systems, these also draw strength from just this perfection of wisdom, and yet it neither becomes exhausted nor extinct. I also, as a Tathagata just now, also draw my strength from just this perfection of wisdom, and yet this neither becomes exhausted, nor extinct. One can exhaust this perfection of wisdom no more than one can exhaust space. So, this perfection of wisdom is quite inexhaustible. Here now it occurs to Venerable Subhuti, beyond fathoming is this station which the Tathagata teaches. Let me now question the Tathagata about this station. And Subhuti said to the Lord, "How inexhaustible, O Lord, is perfect wisdom?" The Lord, "This cannot become extinct, since, like space, this cannot be extinguished, just as all dharmas are not produced, can this not be exhausted?" Subhuti, "How does a Bodhisattva consummate this perfection of wisdom?" The Lord, "Through non-extinction of form, feeling, perceptions, impulses, and consciousness. Through non-extinction of ignorance, of karma formations, of name and form, of the 6 sense fields, of contact, of craving, of grasping and attachments, of becoming, of birth, of decay and death, of grief, lamentation.